You're watching EastMojo with me, Karma Paljor. To the people who keep asking what journalists do, here is your answer. I know this is a grim situation, so I'll try to be brief. I'm here to talk about a brave officer. In 2011, when a large earthquake struck Sikkim, Dr. Pema Lachungpa was the medical officer for Teesta Urja. He was in Gangtok at the time of the fatal earthquake, safe with his family. The earthquake did massive damage in Chungthang, which you know is in North Sikkim. He could have just stayed back home, but he rushed to ground zero on day 2 to help those in need. Despite his family begging him to stay, he did not. Back then, he was airlifted immediately by his company. These people do not change with time or money. They are almost born to help. This time too, he rushed towards the dam when the flood waters hit and evacuated people to safety. He then went towards the control room to release water so that the effect of the lake burst could be reduced. They say that they last heard him on the walkie-talkie saying, "Open Phase 1. Dr. Pema and his men are yet to be rescued. This is the time when Dr. Pema needs our help. His sister and other family members have appealed to everyone they can think of. The Prime Minister of India, the Chief Minister of Sikkim, top officials, yet 4 days later, I wish I had better news for her. I wish I had better news for all of you. Yet I feel nothing but absolute helplessness at the plight of Sikkim. I have spoken to all. I am yet to get answers as to why no one has yet managed to rescue these 14 people, let alone rescue, even reach Chungthang. I am currently scrolling through the timeline of Shri Amit Shah, our Honorable Home Minister. It is full of praise, and rightly so, for our athletes for winning at the Asian Games. When he's not tweeting about athletes, it is of course about elections. Why not? Because that's always more important. But there is no Sikkim. Of course, no Sikkim. The Prime Minister did slightly better. One tweet on October 4th. Thank you, sir, for asking about us. But that is understandable, I guess. We Sikkimis are India's smallest state by population. So, why bother? This perhaps also explains why 5 days after one of the worst tragedies in modern times hit Sikkim, Shri Amit Shah has approved a release of both installments of central share of the State Disaster Response Fund to Sikkim, and it amounts to 44.80 crore rupees in advance for the year 2022-23. Now this is set to help the state in providing relief measures to the affected people. These are not my words. A release by the Press Information Bureau. The central government never fails to talk about how hydroelectric power can push India towards becoming a superpower. But does this mean when these projects get wiped out, we act as if nothing happened? Do you guys even realize the scale of what has happened? One of the biggest dams in India just became past tense in front of our own eyes. Yet, we are going to act as if this is normal. Climate change is wreaking havoc on my state, and you want to act as if no one could have predicted this? Is this why you keep calling a glacier lake outburst flood as cloudburst? Really? It is not a cloudburst. Now, talking about the 45 crore for our state, you cannot make this up, let alone the fact that dozens are dead, hundreds are missing, and the damage. And even the Chief Minister of Sikkim acknowledged that the damage is worth crores. What is 45 crore? When just one dam project is worth thousands of crores rupees. Is this the kind of stepmotherly treatment Sikkim should expect? Why and how are thousands of tourists still stranded? Why are over a dozen people still stuck in a tunnel in Chungthang for over 4 days now? Why are state officials grumbling about the lack of support, not openly, and that too from the center? In the 2011 earthquake, I was there. I saw how quick and decisive search and rescue operation saved thousands of lives. 12 years on, it seems we have only gone backwards. Barring the ITBP, no one has managed to reach Chungthang, which is kind of the epicenter right now. How is that even possible? How is that the might of the NDRF and the Indian Air Force have not yet reached the town most devastated by the floods? How is the epicenter of the flood so cut off nearly 100 hours after this disaster? This is something I'm not able to understand. Which brings me to the state of our politicians. For once, please use your spine and speak. I know you do not want to upset your masters because an election year is coming. If you are not getting help from the center as desired, please speak up, shout, protest, and get the money which is due. If the center is doing all that is needed, tell us the same and we'll make sure it reaches people. Do not get into "it was not us, it was the earlier government that built the dam" debate. If they built a faulty dam, you let it stand. If they took bribes, you let them go unpunished. Elections can wait, but people cannot. For once, just once, will you stand up for the people you represent, for the people who voted for you? And finally, I just hope and pray that we find Dr. Pema Lachungpa and the other brave hearts who were at that dam at the time when disaster struck.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.